Yeah. Alright, so today is September 14, 2022, and this is MS evening session number 1008. Yesterday I mentioned it's 1010, but the attendance has to be worked up, and after the revised attendance, it's actually 1008 session. And it's a personal mentoring session for Kirtana. It's actually a common session. Usually there will not be any session on Wednesday, but today I have asked her to come for making a presentation. A series of videos had been given to Kirtana. On that note, she had a prior commitment today, so she was not able to prepare multiple number of presentations, but she made a point to prepare one presentation, and that is one of the recording of my college program. That's the college students thinking pattern. If I'm right, that has been a video that has been made for when I was training the BBA students. I spoke about the college students, final year BBA students. I spoke about the college students' mind pattern, and she's going to make the presentation. Over to you. Come.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, friends. Today I am going to present about our college students' thinking pattern. So, thinking pattern in the sense the mind, the twists and turns in their final years or on their 4 years of engineering or any sort of department like engineering, pharmacy, MBBS in the sense 5 years. The total span of this period of college, they may cross several thinking patterns starting from first years when before entering to the college, after completing their 12th and getting seated into particular college, they may think that how the college would be. When completing first year, they will have a different type of thinking, and after completing second year and third year, and when they are completing third year, what other students think, how we can able to place in companies like a huge company or a tiny companies for a basic salary, and how we can able to answer for the questions the interviewer are going to ask to us. So in this presentation I am going to say 5 mistakes are regularly made by a college student, and I am going to say about 5 things which the college students need to choose among it and they need to rectify within it. Okay, sir. The first I am going to say about the mistake, sir. First mistake is before you even start the work, it is a nature of a human to think that it is impossible, it is hard to do such kind of work, and if we done, whether it's going to be work or not. This is a mentality of the person or a students before they are working in, sir. For example, it is related to college thinking. College students, will go with an example of college student even. As I mentioned before, I think on 4th year, they may be placed on some other companies or interviews. Before placing into that company, they need to attend some of interviews. Nowadays we have mock interviews and we have a training institution to train us for the interview, sir. They can able to attend and they can boost their mind to these are the concept they would have been, sir. But instead of doing that, they can even self-motivate, sir. These are the 2 ways, sir. Either they can choose this or that, sir. But instead of that, the people who thinks that they can't able to attend, even though if they are able to attend the interview, there is a chance to pass and there is a chance to go to the next level of that such interview, sir. The most of the people fails in that interview is the main reasons of their mindset, the thinking of that particular student, sir. If they think positive manner, the positive thing happens, sir. If we think negative manner, the negative thing happens, sir. This is the first mistake of a thinking pattern, sir. Before you even start the work, they think that it is impossible, it is hard to work, whether it is going to be achieved or not, sir. They stick to that it is good, sir, it is possible and it will achieve, sir. This is the first thing, sir. Next one is self-doubt. Before doing it, we'll have a doubt on ourselves. Before doing a project, if it is MBA in the sense, we'll have some sort of project. Before doing project or before taking seminar in front of around 100 people, they may think that it is their classmate. If they think that they are the classmates and they are the audience of it. They can able to easily communicate well and they can able to give the input to that particular person, sir. Not to a particular person, the group of persons in there also. They should not be self-doubted. They need to think that I can do it. They need to self-boost it, sir. They should not be self-doubted, sir. This is the second thing, sir. The third one is comparing with other college students. This is the third thing, sir. Yes. Comparing with other college students, sir. Each and everyone have a unique style and unique thing in their life, sir. For example, a person is good in communication skill, where the other person is poor in communication skills, sir. That person can even boost their communication skill, as you mentioned at the last video, sir. 3 person came and said about their views about the video's reactions, the learning out of that particular video, sir. That is about communication skills, sir. That is the thing, sir. And the other person is good in playing basketball and other person is good in playing badminton, sir. Each and everyone is typically is good in particular things, sir. If one person is good in that, need not other person be good in that same thing, sir. Each and everyone has a unique style and unique life, sir. We should not compare with others. We can able to compare with ourselves, sir. If before 1 or 2 months, the interview, same interview, sir, if we passed and we went to the next level and we can able to grab the things what are the mistake we done and we can able to rectify the mistake in the level 2, sir, and we can able to easily placed. If it is 90% our rank score, sir, for next level of attempts we can able to rectify the mistake what are we done and we can able to do it with the next enter and we can able to increase our percentage, sir. Comparing with other college students is not be done. We can able to compare with us, sir. That is the third set of mistakes, sir. And negative thinking. Obvious, sir. It is, I'll take myself as an example, sir. Before coming to this class or in between I just take some breaks, sir. Break time. I used to think that a negative thing. Like if I done this, whether it end is positive or not, if it is went to negative, how I can able to face it. That's a sort of a good thing, but the negative thinking should not be there. Before 2 weeks before, I just spoke to you about some sort of negative thing which repeatedly coming into my mind, sir. That also can be an example for this, sir. The negative thinking is common to the teenagers. It is an age of the teenagers to have some sort of negative thinking, sir. If we overcome that negative thinking to doing some sort of therapies or hearing some sort of inspirational. Some people doesn't like to do a therapy, sir. Don't like to do some therapy, sir. Instead of that, they can able to get some inspirational stories from higher persons and they can able to motivate themselves, sir, come out from it negative thinking, sir. So last but not least, the lack of happiness feeling, sir. Teenage is a life we find lack of happiness, sir. There is a more thing we can able to see as sadness in a particular teenager, sir. I think it is true, sir. I just saying from my life, sir. And I don't know whether it is true or not, sir. True or not, sir?
In your life?
Not in my life, sir. A common teenager's life.
Teenager's life? You mean to say that there are lots of negativity?
No, sir. Lots of sadness.
That depends upon the reality of the expectation. Sometimes if they have unrealistic expectation, there will be a lot of sadness.
Okay, sir.
So it depends upon the expectation meter. If you don't have unrealistic expectation, there is no sadness. But yes, most of the teenagers have unrealistic expectations and they have lots of sadness.
So that was I just meant before, sir. In teenagers' life, the percentage of sadness is somewhat beyond our happiness, sir. With that sadness, even we can able to create somewhat happiness, sir. This teenagers' life or college student is typically a teenagers, right? So they can able to make sadness into happiness, sir. There is a lots and lots of ways, sir. We can able to, if it is sadness, we can able to hear some sort of musics, or they can able to do whatever they likes to do on that particular thing, sir, which evenly gives them some sort of enthusiastic things, sir. This is one thing, sir. The one more thing, sir. There is no way for happiness, sir. Happiness is a way. This statement is given by an American author, which you said in that video, sir. This is a true, sir. We should not go beyond the happiness, and we should not create happiness, sir. If we feel happiness in that particular situation, and if we smile to each and everything, happiness automatically comes to us, sir. This is a fine mistake is given by our college students thinking pattern, sir. The first one is, before you even start the work, they think that it is impossible and it is hard to do it, and there is no chance to achieve that particular thing, sir. The second one is self-doubt. They'll discourage their self that they can't able to do it, sir. Then the third one is compared with the other students or other college students or other departments, sir. The fourth one is negative thinking. The fifth one is lack of happiness feeling, sir. And you said a therapy for first two things, sir. First thing is therapy is theater in mind therapy, sir. And then the second one is cognitive behavior therapy and 3-finger technique therapy, sir.
Right. Okay. So how different this presentation is from the other presentation?
So then you said the students, the Sakas and Annas, to choose this 5 things. You should choose one thing, and which they need to lead, sir. Like book reading, studying others, college students' mind, and then therapy. Sir, I'll choose 2 things, sir. No, sir, 3 things, sir. First one is therapy, sir. Therapy depends upon ourselves, sir. As I mentioned before, sir, if you don't have some expectations, and if it is lead to particular span of time, that is 1 or 2 months, we can really see some lots of happiness or lots of achieve in that particular therapy, sir. That I have experienced, so I am just choosing therapy, sir. And parents relations advices and gaining them what are the things to do in next steps, sir. Elders' words we should believe it, sir, and I am just choosing it, sir. And experience also, sir. People can change. For example, sir, if a person wants to change, and some person or their mother, father, parents or relations are pushing that particular person to change, then they will not change, sir. But experience or the things which has happened in their life make them to change the particular things. For example, sir, if you want, you just cut it, sir. The smoking, drugs, sir. Most of the parents doesn't like that children or some relatives doesn't like to be, sir. If suddenly some heart attack or due to some drugs, if they lost some relations, parents' mindset, if they lost something in their life, with that experience they will stop it, sir. So you said that experience makes the man perfect, sir. So experience also makes particular thing, not everything, the particular thing to change in their life, sir. So I like to choose the 3, sir. Therapy, parents and relations, the advice and motive, sir, and the explores and experience.
Okay. How different is this from the other presentations you have made? And why did you choose this one?
Sir, yesterday when you are saying about the college students, this was a thing that's so curious about the thinking pattern, sir. Before all, it is a common word we just heard about it, sir. Distraction, worries and therapies around self-confidence, self-analysis. These are the common things we just hear day-to-day life, and these are the problems related to this, sir. This topic even catchy, sir. It's just wants them what is there inside. It's just made me to explore what is there inside. What is the mistake we just making in our thinking pattern? Whether we are just making our mind to be collapsed and making some decision wrong in that sort of thinking, or someone is giving a wrong information about that thing, sir. The topic even just somewhat catchy to me, sir.
So was it satisfactory? You had an expectation, you got into the video, and was it?
Yes, sir. I think this is a common mistake is made by all the college students, sir. If they able to rectify these mistakes, and they can able to go with some other good jobs or some sort of things.
And as far as the techniques are concerned, if you are going to the college,
Okay, sir.
based on this video, what kind of change in your lifestyle you are going to bring in order to ensure that you improve college management?
Sir, first thing, sir, college in the sense there will or may not, there will be a ragging, sir. Ragging, the most thing which each individual will decrease their self-confidence and they used to cry for some sort of things, sir. On that particular time, I should not lose my self-confidence. Even though if they teased me a lot, if they pulled me to the down to the course, sir, I should be constant and I should be steady in my mind, sir. That's the main thing, sir. And the next one, sir, as we played before, the skits, the discouraged teachers, as we played before, sir, not even a teacher, sir, students were saying about your past, my past, and the future, how we can able to do as a businesswoman, how we can withstand without a male support. That are the negative things which is common to each and every individual to come into that particular stage. If they say that sort of thing, I'll never hear to it, sir. The main thing, I'll never hear to it, sir. I'll move on with this, move on with it, sir. And the next thing is the scores, the semester marks, and I'll prove with that semester mark that I can able to do with it. What I'm just going to do in my future is applicable to me. As a woman, I can able to achieve in it, sir.
Okay, nice. So that's a presentation that Kirtana has made, and tomorrow she will be making a presentation on two topics. Again, the mentorship will be continued. The mentorship class will be continued. I'm not sure about the other students, but on Saturday and Sunday, tomorrow there will be another student joining, that is Anantika. So she will make the presentation in front of Anantika. Two presentations should be scheduled.